talk about the whole, COVID and the opportunities that, will be coming, and that I feel is inevitable. It's going to come, um, with everything going on, we have to have some deals that are going to be showing up. So how are we going to take advantage of that, right? And help people at the same time. Which I'll see the board and me. All right. As let me do my disclosures. I'm not offering legal advice. Talk to real estate attorneys. Wholesaling involves drawing legal documents. Talk to title companies and real estate attorneys. This is all legal. We use attorneys and title companies. All right. All right. Y'all know all that. Y'all know me. All right. Becky, have you ever been to one of my classes?
No, first time.
Okay. Okay, let me go over it. So I've been investing for 13 years. I've been a realtor for 11 of those 13 years. I've wholesaled and flipped over 550 properties ranging from 2,000 to 121,000 in profit. I've helped and benefited from a business partner of mine who's accumulated over 430 units. I currently have 17 doors. All right.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right.
You have how many?
Sorry?
How many doors?
17.
Oh, okay. I thought you said 117.
No, I didn't buy 100 real quick. No. All right. So we go over this on every meeting. I'll make it quick. These two have probably seen it before, but this is the golden rule in investing. This is what all professional investors in Houston use to purchase investment homes. Okay. This is it for people that are doing this for a living. Do people pay more than this? Sure. But they're buying maybe 1, 2, a year, right? So, all right. So you see your example, you've got your ARV, your after repair value. And how we get that is we're going to run comps. We're going to run comps not on the current property of how it currently sits, but when it's fixed up. So hopefully on the comps, there's a flip or a nice home that someone lived in that fixed it up. We're going to buy that at 70% of the after repair value minus repairs equals our maximum allowable offer. Okay. Now with the COVID thing, I am actually buying at 65% now, just because. How you doing, Taylor? Just because there, like I said, there is going to be some sort of downturn. How long is it going to last, and how big is it going to be? I don't know. Right. But we'll see one. All right. So an example of this is $100,000 ARV, which is our after repair value, right? 70% is what? 70 grand, right? Minus, and use 20,000 in repairs. Okay. Equals 50,000, right? That's what I'm buying them for. Okay. All right.
They want to go see the kids, and we're gonna go camping for the weekend or whatever.
Yeah.
Is this volume up?
And I was like,
Anyway.
pissed off.
All right.
You said 20,000 in repairs.
I was like,
Yes.
what the fuck? Blah, blah,
20,000.
blah.
You're buying it for 50.
And then you're like,
65%. No, but
I was like, what?
as long as we fall in that range, we're good.
why? Nothing's gonna happen. Blah, blah, blah. Like, not gonna do
Oh yeah, I
anything.
remember that. Okay.
All right. So what are the opportunities coming up? Some of them are forbearance. What is forbearance? Well, it depends. I think it depends on the bank what their definition of forbearance means. Okay. Forbearance, what has happened in the past is especially in the downturn, 2008 and 9, you don't have to make your mortgage payment. Okay. Now, when they do that, they'll say, okay, we'll do it for 4 to 6 months, right? Well, some banks will take, when that 4 to 6 months comes up, some banks will take that money and say, okay, we're going to put it on the back end of the loan, right? Which I think is the smarter thing to do. If they don't have a month's mortgage now, you think they're going to have 4 or 6 months worth of mortgages when it comes? No, they're not, right? But I think most banks are saying forbearance is, we're going to let you not pay for 4 to 6 months. And when that 4 to 6 months comes up, guess what? It's all due, right? So what does that mean? There's going to be foreclosures, right? People aren't going to have that money, right? So, and just a reminder, hey, if y'all want to unmute yourselves, this is interactive. You can ask questions, okay? So, all right. So there's going to be opportunities for short sales because of that, right? There's going to be a lot of people we can help, right? So before they go to foreclosure, we can maybe put some cash in their pocket, right? And before they get a foreclosure on their name, and they can move on. So that's one of them. We also have some of the highest unemployment we've ever had, right? So, I think in general, those were the lower paying jobs, right? But I mean, those people own homes too and need to have places to live, right? So that's the other opportunity where we can help people. Kind of ties to foreclosures, but so will this be like 2008 and 10 to 10? Who knows? I don't think so. I think back then, well, I know back then it was really created by the government and the banks, right? Loaning the ARM loans and the variable rates. And I mean, they knew it was going to happen, right? I mean, so this time it was we had a strong economy, and then it suddenly got stopped, right? So I think when we open back up and everybody gets back to what normal, let's just say that things will start cranking again, and I think we'll come back pretty fast. So all right. So I also believe there will be many opportunities in the commercial space, because you see these huge companies that have been around for decades, right, going out of business, and also just a lot of small companies too, just going out of business. They're not making the income. They got to pay the rent. They got to pay if they want to keep employees on, they got to pay them. So that's definitely an opportunity in commercial. And I think apartments will be back for sale at what I call maybe more normal numbers. I was looking at some of the data on that, and that's going to be probably one of the hardest hit apartments. So they've been selling in the $40,000 to $50,000 range a door, and they'll probably be back to in the 30s, I would think. All right. And retail goes a long way. We talked about the commercial space. So if you've ever wanted to buy commercial, opportunity is coming for that for sure. And so keep your eyes open on that. So I am also kind of just throwing this out there, and until I find somebody that I feel will be good at this and that wants to work with us. But I will be getting multiple leads on short sales. I know that, and looking for someone with a little bit of experience with that, working those, and that wants to work with us. Just have a bunch of leads and work short sales, and of course get paid for doing it. So if you have if that's you, just reach out to me and we'll talk. All right. So also with times of opportunity, there is times that you need to beware and be aware of, right? So in tough times comes opportunity, but you also have to be careful, right? So me personally, I'm ramping up. I partnered with my contractor of 3 years, and our goal is to buy 5 homes a month. And so what kind of homes am I buying? I'm buying with ARVs of 250 and under. Okay, that's really what I'm looking for. Y'all probably know why. There's just a bigger buyer pool for that price range. And I would say less risk than taking on a $500,000 flip, right? That might sit on the market for a while and cost me more mortgages and taxes and all that good stuff, right? So it's just the speed at which we can buy them, fix them, and sell them is what I'm looking for. And what kind of homes to stay away from? So I'm staying away from the high after repair values. I'm staying away from the high days on market, right? I'm you know, as far as huge rehabs, doesn't matter to me now. I mean, my contractor's my partner now, so, and he was born with a hammer in his hand, so you know, if it's a burn house or, you know, 1920 Galveston house or whatever, I mean, it doesn't matter, right? That doesn't matter. It just has to make financial sense.
What areas are you looking for, Nathan?
What's that?
What areas, like, are you going to, you're going to Galveston, obviously, and Galveston, Texas City, Lamarck, Dickinson, everything south of 610, say?
No, I mean, I'm going from Conroe to past Galveston.
Okay.
Right. So, and I think I kind of had to open up to hit that 5 deals a month, you know. I just gotta, I can't be real picky on the areas, you know. I was even looking at some stuff in Beaumont. So
And how are you finding them?
What's that?
How are you finding them? Is it MLS or is it?
Oh, that's another class.
Sorry.
But I can tell you, I have wholesale assistants. I don't know if I talked about that last time. I've got, I don't know, 10 wholesale, what I call wholesale assistants. And so I'll tell you a little about that. So basically you know, I've been doing this for 13 years, 2 years in, you know, people will come to me, hey, I see what you're doing. This is great. You're making money. Can you show me how to do it? And you know, I was like, oh, that's not really my goal. My goal is to find more deals. But if I liked them and we got along, then I would help them and they would do deals, right? And so then I did it I said, if I'm doing this, I need to do it on a bigger scale, because I was always doing it, but just kind of here and there. So I do it on a bigger scale. We meet every 2 or 3 weeks and discuss, and basically, you know, you have to earn your way into the group. I know other companies that did this, but like Prosperity Group with AC Ramos, he charged $100,000 and people paid it to do exactly what I'm doing with these guys, right? So you do have to earn your way in, but the way you earn your way in is you drive around and you write down 100 vacant homes, and then you earn your way into the group. All right. So it sounds like a lot, Janine, huh? You're like, but Jake been doing it. He does it all the time. He averages 20 homes an hour, right? So you could really knock it out in a weekend, you know? So anyways, that's one way. I also get referrals from realtors, and I buy from wholesalers. So that's really my ways right now. Yeah. So you know, we kind of talked about the signs of a bad deal, you know, so don't get caught buying a bad deal. You know, don't be reckless, but don't be scared also, right? You got to know by learning by what I'm teaching you and things, what is a good deal and what isn't a good deal, right? Okay, this is a good deal. And if it's low days on market, better bonus, right? If you buy over that, don't cry, because that's what I'm telling you. That's where you need to be, right? So is it a little tough getting those? And Jeannie's like, where do you get those? Yeah. You know, you got to work for them. You got to find them, you know, but that's where you need to buy. All right, what is the news saying? Let's just talk about what the news is saying about COVID effects. Well, it seems like that's changing daily, right? But at first, of course, the sky was falling, everything, the world's going to end, you know, you know, but I think reality is it's not as big a deal as they're making it, right? And so, you know, with real estate, while it was going on, I had a flip in Pearland. Now Pearland's hot, but it was like a week into COVID, a week or 2 weeks into COVID, and man, I had 3 contracts in on the second day, you know, and the rest of my flips, I got 2 flips under contract to sell right now. I mean, I don't think it's slowing. And talking to Eli, talking to other people in the office, some of them, I had somebody tell me this is their busiest they've ever been in their life, right? So you know, I wouldn't let anybody tell you that real estate's slowing at all, because it's not, you know. So also I want to talk about rentals. So right now, my experience with rentals they're super hot right now. I'm 100% occupied. My buddy who has over 100 is 100% occupied. Yeah, I have a few friends that are real close to that. And I think what's happening already, and we're not really feeling it yet, but people are probably leaving their homes already, or they got fired, right? And they're like, okay, we need to go rent something. So I think that's what's happening. I mean, I had a tenant move out, and I didn't even have to put on HAR, and I filled it right away. It was in Texas City. So when it first happened, and I did have a few people get laid off, or their hours were cut. And I had, I think, 4 people that paid half the month up front, and then the other half on the 15th. And then I had one move out, but like I said, that one we filled up right away. So I think initially it hit a little bit, but not like what I was thinking. Not like what we were thinking. And so what do you do? I mean, rentals are hot. Am I buying more rentals? Yeah, as they come along. My goal this year is to flip everything we get, but I mean, we looked at a triplex in Texas City that we're not going to flip that. We would keep that, so yeah. All right. So yeah, I think I already talked about that. Pearland House flew off the market. Edge Brick House, I got multiple offers also. Ruse, I even said that was in by Bel Air. What's the neighborhood? I can't ever think of neighborhood. Anyways, by Bel Air, not in Bel Air. It was a $240,000 house. And,
Was it Meyerland?
What's that?
Was it Meyerland?
No, it was I can't think of that. I can't.
Over there anyway.
Yeah, in that area. Anyways, we finished, and I was like, Edge Brick turned out really nice. The designer really did a really good job on that. And then went to the Pearland House, and I was like, it's all right, right? A lot of whites and stuff, and it was all right. We staged and everything. I was like, I hope it sells fast. Like, I'm gonna price it, aggressively. And man, I had 5 offers in 2 days. So I was like, okay.
And what was the price on that one, Nathan?
It was $228.
So that good price, that good range, yeah.
Right. And I was looking at some of the comps, and I was like, okay, some of these are remodeled and things, but you never know. Pictures can see one thing, and when you show up, it's different, as y'all know, right? Sometimes, and so I think if you just fix a house up right, make it nice, and it's gonna move. It's gonna move. So yeah, that's my Pearland House. That's what it turned out to look like. It turned out really nice, actually. And so, this is just an example. I'm going to do this on every meeting now. Real deals, real numbers, I'm going to call it. So this one's at 2901 Castle Court in Pearland. It was on a end of a cul-de-sac. Been sitting for like 10 years. I think there was some air. There was a bunch of heirs, and they were all fighting, over the house. And so we got it done though. So we sold it for $212. We put 42 in it. I bought it for $112.5. Big difference there, right? $112.5 plus 42 to $212. What is that? Hold on, let me see. What is that? That's 150. Well, that's 150. Yeah, 154.5. Well, I didn't make 60 grand. You see, after all my costs, I made 33. Okay, so there's a lot of costs involved when you're flipping a home, right? And we've talked about that on other classes, and so we'll talk about that again. On just keep coming on classes, and we can talk about that. So here's my Edge Brick one. This is a $160,000 house. Turned out really nice. I don't know if you see this middle picture, but this was all kind of closed off, and there was like a glass door at the edge of the cabinets. It was really close, so we opened it up and made it nice and bright. And there was actually one huge bathroom, and we kind of just divided it in half and made 2 decent sized bathrooms out of it. So we added a bath. So this is on Edgebrook, 706 Edgebrook. So Edgebrook is a really busy street, right? So I kind of, when I bought it, I discounted the after repair value because it was on a busy street. But I think at the end of the day, I kind of knew, like, well, I know that area, I know that area, and yes, it's going to turn some buyers off, but there's going to be a buyer for it. I knew that, right? At full price, right? So yeah, ARV 160, repairs were 44,000, and they got an inch during Harvey, only an inch of water. And it had just been sitting since Harvey. And actually the guy was still living in it. He didn't fix it. Anyway, so bought it for 43,000. Got a great deal, and so on this one we will make 52,000 actually. So that was a really good one on $160,000 after repair value. So, and multiple offers. Yes, I did get people saying, hey, they didn't like the busy street and all that, but I got I think a couple offers on it, but the one I chose was full price. So, any questions about the deals?
Nathan, do you have a preferred lender that you would recommend for us to get started with?
So let's talk about lending. We got a couple minutes. So I use private funds. I don't use any banks. I don't for initial purchases. Now I do use banks for my rentals to refinance long term, but I use private funds. I've only used private funds for 13 years. There is hard money, right? So private funds is different than hard money. The difference is private money. So now when I have a deal, and it's because I built my relationship with this lender, well, multiple lenders, but especially this one, I just call her and say, hey, I need 120 grand, tomorrow. Here's the address. And she'll say, okay, and she'll wire it to the title company, right? After we get all the paperwork in order and all that good stuff. And so, and of course she has a first lien position on that house, right? So I'm all in at max 70 to 75% of the value, right? So that's for protection. And so, and of course I'm paying her higher than average rates of return on her money. And so, that's what I use. And once you show you're competent and you can get deals and you know what you're doing, there's money everywhere. So this lender I'm talking about, she's a realtor in the office, right? And I had 2 million out with her last year, right? So, I mean, there's money everywhere, right? So, all right. So, okay. So what's the difference? So that's private money. Hard money is, all right, I'm putting this under contract. It's still contingent on appraisal, inspections, the buyers being completely approved, right? All these things, right? So do those deals bust out sometimes? Yeah, they do, right? Because it's still contingent. And hard money is typically more expensive. And, it's just hard to use, right? All right. Private money is easier to use and goes faster. And you can write a contract and say, hey, I'll close this in a week or whatever. Really, once title's ready, I can close in 2 days, So that's the difference. All right. And private money is private. I don't share that, but I'm just telling you how to attract that, right? All right, so recap is not too many changes yet in real estate. Are they going to come? Sure, they are, right? Rentals will be hot. So, if you've been thinking about buying a house and renting it out, now would be a great time. And then I think that's going to last for at least a couple of years, right? And then it'll be back to normal and you'll still be able to rent it out, but they're super hot right now. Properties will more than likely take a hit on value coming up, so you got to prepare when you're buying, that you're buying at a little bit deeper discount, 65%. And so, yeah, anyways, that's the class for today. I will be having another one, of course, kind of with this whole COVID thing. I hadn't had one in a while, and so getting back at it, and I'll be doing another class. Usually it's the first Thursday of every month. So if you want to check the calendar, there's my email. And let me give you my phone number for whoever doesn't have it. If you ever come across, can y'all read that? Y'all see this board? Could y'all even see that? All right, so if you ever come across something that looks like a deal, I typically don't buy these off of HAR. That's very rare, right? If it's made it to HAR, it's probably not a deal, right? But if you have a seller that has, just cracked slab or hole in the roof or whatever, moldy house or flooded with Harvey or termites, whatever the reason, right? I can close quick, we can work it together, and you'll get paid for that. So also, if anybody's interested in the wholesale assistance or know somebody that might be interested in me holding their hand, walking them through deals, then get with me on that too. Okay. So, all right, guys, thanks for